introduction. I'm Maria. I know a lot of you already, but my husband Michael, we're the two owners of the farm, and so we particularly love to welcome people to this event, which we consider honestly our premier event here. We'll give kind of a brief overview about the farm if this is your first visit, but and certainly invite you back if you'd like to learn more about it. But as I said before, this is our kind of our premier event. We actually had our tour and tasting event here this morning. We had about 35 people here for that, and we go into a lot of detail with a lot of curated estate chocolates and walking all through the orchards and everything. But if you haven't had a chance to, we do have one of our seasonal dark chocolates here, which I invite you to try. And it's a pure dark chocolate, 70%. The only ingredients in this chocolate are the cacao. Sure, if you hadn't had a chance to get them. It's dark chocolate with just a little bit of, you want to use the tongs?
I think we can pull them off.
Just some sugar cane to sweeten. Right. And also...
I've been trained by Costco. Costco will slap you.
I know, right?
Yeah, we are totally not Costco here.
Yeah. So obviously, first and foremost, we are a cacao farm, so we grow cacao to make great chocolate. And if you didn't know the reason behind our name, 21 Degrees Estate, that is our location here on Oahu, right? It's 21 degrees north latitude. And we're called that because as cacao growers, location is very important. In fact, cacao will only grow 20 degrees north or south of the equator. So
I'm good, Michael. Thank you.
Growing zone. Which means at 21, we're really at the North Pole of that growing zone. And so there's some pros and cons for being at the North Pole. Mostly pro, though, because it means we have a lot more diversity in our flavor profiles, which we'll get to enjoy tonight. So we started this farm 8 years ago, and at that time, it was not a cacao farm. Well, for that matter, we were not cacao farmers. But all that has changed in 8 years, for sure. And when we set out 8 years ago, we did so with 3 priorities in mind. The first was to grow really high flavor profile cacao to make great craft chocolate. And as you're tasting this, hopefully you'll agree that is a good priority that we're following through on. And then secondly, we knew from the beginning we wanted to include an educational component in all the events and activities that we do here on the farm. And so even tonight, you're going to get a little bit of education as we go along. And with the kids and things, we do that by kind of using the chocolate farm as a nice platform for talking about the broader issues of sustainability and preserving farmland for farming. As you all know, because everyone I think here is local, we import 93% of our food in this state, which is way too high of a number. So really the farm to table dinner then is a great example of one of the ways that we try to at least put a spotlight on this issue and hopefully get more people eating locally and locally sourced food. So all of the food and everything you're drinking tonight is all sourced from Oahu, most of it even here from Kakalu in this area. And so as we go through the dinner tonight, we'll actually kind of break it down to tell you what farms they're coming from, and in this case, the fishermen who just caught the fish as well. So very exciting to be able to really enjoy all the wonderful bounty that we have here on Oahu. Since this is kind of our last group coming through with a drink, really our theme, this is the fourth farm to table dinner this particular year. And we kind of take a break over the summer, and then we resume again in September. But the theme for tonight, of course, is spring, because we're in spring, right? Spring rains here. And so the drink that we're enjoying right now is it's a riff on a prohibition cocktail called Lavender Bee's Knees. So it's we took some fresh lavender from the Ali'i Maui lavender farm, and we infused it in with our honey, made a simple syrup from that, and then mixed it in with some of our cacao fruit nectar, which also has a bit of a honey profile. We've topped it with just a sparkling water, but you could always do a sparkling wine. And then in lieu of gin, which of course is great with the bee's knees, we're actually using some distilled botanical drinks. I don't know if you're familiar with called Seedlip here. And I'm not promoting them necessarily. I'm just letting you know what's in it. If you taste something herbal, it's not actually gin, it's this Seedlip, which actually is a fairly good substitute, but gin's always great too. So, and so this is the Lavender Bee's Knee. Well, so the chocolate is actually from our autumn harvest this year. It's one of our seasonal darks, and each one of our seasonal darks has a unique profile because based on the time of the harvest season, it will actually have a different profile just based on kind of the weather and what's happening in terms of temperature and hours of sunlight and so forth. So this one, as you maybe tasted it, has a nice rich body to it, earthy, hints of caramel to it. We don't add any, of course, flavor to it, but that's kind of its profile. And so if you enjoy it, we do have a favor of a dark chocolate everybody's place tonight, so you can take a bar home with you. So. Okay,
And if you
so
don't want it, just give it to me.
give it or give it to your neighbor. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. What I missed, Michael? Is there anything else? I kind of did the quick overview, but what do you want to add?
What do I want to add? I thought I get to take over.
Please
Yes. Well, again, welcome everyone to 21 Degrees of State, and thank you for supporting Hawaii farms and Hawaii agriculture. Marie and I do the tours together. I normally have this great opportunity to walk around the farm, and I get to talk to you for 1 hour. I will not do that tonight. But one of the favorite things, and Marie said this is kind of what we think is our highest end event. And when we had this fabulous idea of the cacao farm, we didn't know exactly, besides growing cacao and having chocolate, there was going to be a farm to table event. We didn't know what other kinds of things, but that was the number one thing that we were looking forward. And I got to tell you, it is my favorite event for a lot of reasons. In a nutshell, I'll tell you we're in our 5th production year of growing and harvesting cacao and making chocolate. And this is the goal right here. I went around and found the most beautiful cacao pod I could today. Our goal is to harvest 12,000 of these, and we're going to do a harvest tomorrow. We're going to harvest probably about 800. We harvest cacao for 10 months out of the year, every 2 or 3 weeks, and it really is a lot of fun to be here. But really, on Farm to Table, I'd like to talk about things that you wouldn't normally hear on a normal kind of tour day. I want to give you a little bit of the behind the scenes. And so I'm going to share with you 3 unexpected surprises of 21 Degrees of State. And really what I meant to say at the very beginning, when I get to talk at Farm to Table dinner, Maria has no idea what I'm about to say.
It's totally unscripted, yeah.
Do it.
No, now I'm empowered. Surprise number 1, this is way more work than I thought it was going to be. And I think we're all lucky that I'm still here, frankly, at this point. Unexpected surprise number 2, right down here on the side of the driveway, I have 300,000 bees. I was not a beekeeper. This is probably why I still had this fabulous idea. They are a lot of work, but they are an incredible joy. And part of the unexpected surprise is they are down there making award-winning honey. And so 2 years ago, we took this honey and we took it to San Francisco to the Good Food Foundation and the Good Food Awards, national level competition of 17 categories of food and nearly 2,000 entrants. These bees brought back one of the winners in the honey category.
Awesome.
Wow, isn't that, and look, total
Hence the
beginner.
name, Kahaluu Gold. Right?
Total beginner. And this will be, of course, on your table tonight.
Yeah.
So that was unexpected surprise number 2. Unexpected surprise number 3, fabulous people come here. And we are we have this great opportunity to meet wonderful people, and many return again.
Can I add on that for a minute? Because that
Yes.
just prompted me on another thing, kind of along your line of unexpected. We often say that, this began certainly as an agricultural endeavor, and it certainly is that. That's our first priority, but it has ultimately really become what we call this kind of intersection of agriculture and culinary and environmental sustainability and community. And this is the part of the community. And I know a lot of us, or several of you here, have been here for harvest, and you've been here for different events. And when we do that, we built up this amazing ohana here at the farm, and it's just been kind of magical. And we often talk about the mana of the land, right? The power of the land, and it's really powerful. We feel it. But a lot of that is this reciprocal kind of back and forth of all the people that come here, and it really rings true a lot. And so this is a big part of it. So we're happy that you're contributing to that tonight too.
Yes. So have I set the stage sufficiently now?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I'm not going to linger on, but I'll be around. I have some other unexpected surprises that have happened along the way. But it's been a great joy. Well, I'll just say one more thing. Everyone remembers the movie Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner, thank you.
Somebody old enough?
He did that whole movie within one baseball season, right? If I build it, will they come? We spent 4 years building this for the first person to arrive. For 4 years we were saying, when we build it, will they come?
Well, first, will there be chocolate?
Well, that was going to happen one way or another. But will they want to come? And oh my God, so it is a great joy. Yes, people do come here, and fabulous people come here, and we just have this wonderful opportunity to meet everyone, and it's really just wonderful.
Michael, could I tell a story on you?
Please
Really
do.
quick?
Yes.
I just live up here. It's very much like this, and one of our local nurseries got in the plants of the trees one time, and I went over. I said, you know, I can grow chocolate. I can do it because I have the climate, I have everything. And so I started talking to the growers, and the planters were there, and they were talking. And I was so exhausted listening to what it takes to make chocolate that I said, I will never make it to grow a tree, ever. And he had the same talk, and he just kept going. I admire him so much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. A great pleasure to have you and John back here again. So thank you for that. And thank you, everyone. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to go up, and the whole point of tonight is really enjoy. We import 93% of our food. Our goal is to flip that on its head. Everything we're going to have tonight came from Hawaii. So that's our great joy. And one of the thoughts when we came here is because we import 93% of our food, and we were very concerned about Hawaii and farms and food security, and we thought, if we should be self-sufficient in any one food group,
We should start.
then by God, it should be chocolate.
Chocolate and honey, can't go wrong.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Well, thank you,
All
everyone.
right, so we're
Okay,
just going to head back
we'll
up
head
to
back
the
up.
tables, and